Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Teresa, and this video is my TBR for Becca's Spookoplathon, as well as mentioning some books I'm reading for the Stephen King Readathon Clue edition. I don't know what it's called, but let's get to it. Okay guys, as I said, Becca's Spookoplathon. I love this game. It's usually Bookoplathon, but she's doing a spooky version this year. It's great. I love it. I got my, Boo to You shirt on. I'm also going to be participating in, again, I don't remember the actual name of it. I just know it's a Stephen King based Clue style readathon and it's hosted by Jake from the Bookish drummer. I will list Becca's video and Jake's video down below. Check them out. It's so much fun. So this main video will be about this, but I'll also touch on some of the books I'm reading for the other readathon. So a few things. I'm going to roll 5 rolls and hope beyond hope that I can get these books to line up with the books I already have picked out, because I've already done my Jurassic TBR and I'm doing at least 2 readathons besides this one this month. That's 3 already that I have TBRs for. So I might be biting off more than I can chew, but I'm really hoping that I can get these to line up what I'm already doing. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. For those of you who don't know, Becca has a game where she plays Becca's Bookoplathon. It's basically Monopoly for her TBR game, and she's one of the original TBR game creators, people that started the TBR game thing back in the day. So it's great, and she does a readathon every month, or not every month, every year, where we play her game. I think it's usually in September, but she pushed it to October this year, so therefore we have a spooky version, and you just play it like you would play Monopoly. You just go around, you roll your dice. You have to have 2 6-sided dice, which I have right here, and a little playing piece, and this little mushroom is my play piece. The reason why you have to have 2 6-sided die is because if you roll doubles, you gotta add a roll. So like I said, 5 is the number. Hopefully I don't get any doubles, because I really don't want to be adding on to that, but taking some chances here. Yeah, you start on go and you go around, and each square means a different thing. Check out Becca's video. She explains it wonderfully. So let's go ahead and just start playing. Let's go around or roll number 1. Okay, so here's my little starter piece, or my little mushroom. My 2 dice. Let's roll and see what we get. A 2 and a 4. That is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, yay, orange. So roll number 1. Let it be on the orange square, which just means I have to read a book that is mostly orange. So I have 1 book on my TBR, my physical TBR, that fits this prompt. Actually, I have 2. One of them is KKE, and I'm like, I really don't want to read KKE this month. So the one I found, I'm like, oh, thankfully I had another one, and it's kind of a spooky one. It is Daughters of the Witching Hill by Mary Surratt. So this takes place in England. It is about the English witch trials. I actually have never really read anything about that. I don't know much about the English witch trials. I know a lot about the Salem witch trials here in America, but this is 1612 Pendle, which I guess is a region of Lancashire, England. So that'd be quite interesting to read about. It follows a couple women, a couple characters, and someone in their village suffers a stroke, and after exchanging harsh words with one of the women, a local magistrate tricks her into accusing her family and neighbors of witchcraft. So it's it's a reimagining or a historical fiction based on the witchcraft trials that happened in England. So I'm very, very curious to read this and see what it's all about, and learn more about the witchcraft trials over there versus here in America. And as you can see, it's a very orangey book. So this one is not on any of my other TBRs, so I'll be adding the book, but oh well, we're just gonna go with it. Roll number 2, a 5 and a 6, which is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Community shelf. Oh, the dreaded community shelf. Thankfully it's not Chance. But yeah, community shelf right there. So this one you're supposed to like print out because you have your spots for your Chance cards and your community shelf cards. The way I did this was if I land on Chance, I would just like pick off I just do a random number generator for my regular TBR. And if I land on community shelf, because community shelf is you draw random prompts. I have my TBR game here as lots of prompt cards. So these are the prompt cards from my TBR game. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close my eyes and pick one. We're gonna go with this one. It's a Jurassic TBR card. It is Zach Mitchell. Read a young adult book. Okay, that is my prompt for community shelf. Read a young adult book. Okay, let me look at the TBR I already have set for the month and see if any of these books will work for this. No. No, that means I have to add another book to my TBR. So far we're adding 2 more books to my already established TBR. Okay, let me find a young adult book that I want to read. I found one. Thankfully, I have a novella and it's gonna work great. That is Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. This also has orange on the cover, but it's not quite as orange as the other one. This is a sci-fi and it is really small. Let me see how many pages are in this. This has 90 pages. So this should be a very, very quick read. I've heard a lot of really, really good things about this book and about this author, and this is YA. So yeah, this is the one I'm gonna go ahead and pick up for the community shelf prompt. Roll number 3. A 5 and a 1, which is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Crows and ravens. Ooh, okay, we landed on a fun one. We landed on crows and ravens, which is beware these harbingers of death. Read a book with a bird, or one that features a bird on the cover or a type of bird in the title. And so the one I'm going to be reading for this is A Study in Drowning. And if you guys can see here, there are birds, lots of birds all over this cover. We got the birds, so it works for this prompt, and this is a book I already have to read, so yay for that. This is a YA fantasy about a girl who, I guess she's been haunted her whole life by visions of the Fairy King, and her only solace is in this book that she reads called Angahard, written by Emery Murden. And she ends up going to a prestigious architecture college, and there is a competition that is held at this college that the author's family of this book that she reads and finds solace in, like her favorite book ever, is offering a competition for people to come and redesign the mansion. And so she gets there because she's like, this is my calling, this is my whole life, I've been waiting for this. And she gets there and there's another student there and she's like, oh my gosh, what the heck, you know? So she has this competition and this boy, he is there to prove that her favorite author is a fraud. So, you know, it sounds pretty good. We got 2 rival students investigate the reclusive author's legacy, piecing together clues through his letters, books, and diaries. They discover that the house's foundation isn't the only thing that can't be trusted. There are dark forces, both mortal and magical, conspiring against them, and the truth may bring them both to ruin. It just sounds really freaking good. So yeah, this is the one I'm reading for Crows and Ravens because it has what I'm assuming are some sort of crow or raven on the cover. Roll number 4 is 6 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Jigsaw. Next up, we landed on a space of a horror character whose movies I've never seen and never will see because I do not do gore. I don't do gore in my horror. I can't. Nope. And that, of course, is Jigsaw from Saw. Never seen a Saw movie, never will see a Saw movie. Thank you very much. But the prompt, we can do the prompt. The prompt is, do you want to play a game? And that is to read a book that features a game, a trial, or a tournament. So this is another book I have to add to my TBR because none of the books I previously have on there have any of those things. So I'm like, yay, yay, 3 more books added to my already long TBR. Yay. But the book I'm choosing to read for this is The Escape Room by Megan Golden. Now, I have read 2 books by Megan Golden already. Loved both of them. I have Dark Corners, which is her latest release. I need to read that book very, very soon. But this is her debut, and I haven't read it yet, obviously. So this is the one I'm going to read. It's about like these guys, I think they're in like corporate America, and they go to an escape room for like a team building project. And then they find out that it's deadly, and they have to escape to survive. So that sounds fun, perfect for this time of year. Definitely more of a, you know, a thriller. Sounds like a pretty intense thriller, and it actually kind of works because it isn't like Saw, like you have to like escape and work together to escape, right? Isn't that the whole point of the Saw movies? Well, not the whole point of the Saw movies, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So that actually, I totally just put that together right now. I literally did not pick that on purpose, but that actually works really well for this prompt. So, okay, we have one more roll. Fingers crossed that it's our last one. And what is hopefully the last roll? Please, no doubles. Woo! No doubles. A 6 and a 1, which is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Most recent purchase. Thank you, Lord, that I did not get a double because I do not need to be adding any more books on there. And I landed on a prompt, which is perfect. I landed on most recent purchase. And this is great because one of my Jurassic TBR prompts is to read my most recent hauled, which also happens to be most recent purchased book. Because I bought it. I didn't just like get it from something. It wasn't gifted to me. So it works out great. So no more adding any books to the TBR. This is it. So that book would be In the Forest, or After the Forest, sorry, by Kel Woods. Guys, is this cover not freaking beautiful? And it's got like pumpkin orange sprayed edges. Like, hello. Yeah, so this is a story following Hansel and Gretel after they escaped the gingerbread house and the witch. This is 20 years later. And they are really down on their luck. They're super poor, you know, just trying to survive. And Gretel apparently stole the witch's grimoire. And so she makes, it has a recipe in it to make real good gingerbread. Real good gingerbread. People start to get suspicious of, why is your gingerbread so dang good? And some other things start happening, and it looks like she might have to use the things that she's learned from the grimoire. So very interested. This actually just came to me. This is Owl Crate's adult fantasy book box that they just started doing. So I'm very, very, very excited. Okay, like I said, really lucked out because here's my TBR plus the escape room. And these 2 books are already on it. So I'm only adding 3 when I could have been adding a whole heck of a lot more. But yeah, again, we have The Daughters of the Witching Hill for orange on the cover. We have Binti, which was community shelf, and I drew young adult. Then we have A Study in Drowning for bird on the cover. After the Forest for most recent purchased, and then Escape Room for Jigsaw, play a game, or a book with a game. So yeah, that's my TBR for Becca's Spookoplathon. I'm excited. This is a good one. Even though I've added a couple books, I think they're going to be great. So really quick, now that we've done that, let's talk about the Stephen King base clue readathon. I don't remember what the name of it is, like I said. Information down below. So this one's really fun. All of the prompts, there are 30 prompts in total, and they're all based off of Stephen King's world, his universe, his books, whatever. But the way this game is played, or the way TBR is, or oh my gosh, the way the readathon is being played is like the game of Clue. We have teams. I am on team Sherlock Holmes because of course, and our team is gonna win. It's great. We've already got some strategy going. It's really fun. Yeah, so if you guys are curious about how this is played, check out Jake's videos down below. But I have the list of prompts here. I'm not going to read off what prompts I am reading for because I don't want to like give anything away. It's a very competitive readathon, and I will tell you the books that I am reading, but I'm not going to tell you what the prompts I'm reading them for are. You might be able to figure out some of them, but yeah, I'm just going to list off the books I'm reading. Now, you can read, you can only, well, I say only, the maximum amount of books you can read for this readathon is 19 out of the 30. So I don't think I'm going to be reading 19. I mean, I think I can read 19 books. Whether or not all 19 will fit into the prompts, who knows? But I currently have 7 books that I know for a fact that I want to read for this readathon. So again, without telling you what prompts they're for, I'm just going to tell you what books I'm reading. And then after the readathon is over, when I do my wrap up, I will then explain what the prompts are for. But like I said, I don't want to be giving any other teams anything. So I'm not even telling you what the prompts are for, just the books I'm reading. Okay, so one of the books I'm going to be reading for the readathon, for one of the prompts, is The Curse of Misty Wayfair. This is by Jamie Jo Wright. And this is a mystery in the past, mystery in the present, historical fiction, Christian fiction, suspense, creepy, ghosty, asylums. Yeah, look at this cover. I'm so excited. This is, in the past, it's about a woman who was orphaned and she's trying to find her mother, and her search leads her to a sane or a mental asylum. She is also a post-mortem photographer, so that's gonna be kind of interesting. At her search, reawakens the legend of Misty Wayfair, a murdered woman who allegedly haunts the area and whose appearance precedes death. And then in the future, we have a woman whose mother has dementia, and she calls her up and like starts telling her certain things. So she goes to this town where this asylum is to try and figure out what's going on, figure out the truth about her identity. And when she's there, she sees a ghostly woman she catches sight of a ghostly woman haunting the asylum ruins in the woods. And the long-standing story of Misty Wayfair returns. So I'm very, very excited to read this one. I've heard this is one of her better ones, so I'm so excited, you guys. So this one, reading for this readathon. Okay, let's move on. Let's just grab a random one so you all don't know what I'm reading for. In the Garden of Spite by Camilla Bruce. This is a historical fiction about America's first serial killer. This takes place in, it's another historical fiction with dead people. This takes place in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Again, like I said, it's just following her. She is the Black Widow of LaPorte. I'm excited to read this. Female serial killer, historical fiction, based on a true story. Yep. Next, I have a book called Broken Wings. This is book 2. I don't remember the name of the series. Is it the Angel Eyes series? I don't remember, but the first book is called Angel Eyes. This is by Shannon Ditmore. This is a YA spiritual warfare, so like Christian fiction book. It's book 2 in the series. The first one follows a teenager, a young woman who is from Oregon, is actually was at boarding school in Portland, which is where I live. So pretty cool. She has to go back to her small town of Oregon, or somewhere in Oregon. I think it's a made-up town because like I couldn't find it when I looked for it. But anyways, small town Oregon. She's experienced some kind of trauma. Some really creepy stuff has been going on, happening. And somehow through certain events, she is able to see the spirit world. So she's able to see angels and demons. And there's a whole lot more to this story, but I'm trying to keep it fast. But anyways, this is book 2. It's really freaking good. If you guys want to know more about the first book, check out my September wrap-up when it comes out, because I will be talking about it there. Okay, next, Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. Do not know how to pronounce that name. This is a beloved children's book. about an evil ruler escapes a book. And this girl and her father, I guess, have to try and figure out how to put him back. That's kind of what I'm understanding of it. It's another chonker, but it's a middle grade, so it shouldn't take me too long, hopefully. And this one is translated from the German by Athena Bell. So yes, Inkheart, definitely one I'm reading for this readathon. Then I have Pearl in the Sand by Tessa Afshar, I think is how you pronounce her name. It's about Rahab, who was a prostitute living in the town of Jericho when the Israelites came and were going to destroy the town. They had sent some spies, and she helped hide the spies, helped them escape the city. And she said, like, just, you know, I'll help you, but please spare me and my family when you guys come and destroy our city. And they told her, yeah, cool, we'll do that. Anyone in this household will be, like, in the physical house will be spared, but you have to tie, like, a red ribbon or red rope sash from your window, because she lived in the wall. So they would know who to spare. That's a very brief story, brief overview, but yeah, the story, it's her story and like what happens after she is, you know, her city is destroyed and she becomes part of the Israelites. So I'm reading that one. Then I'm reading A Study in Drowning. So again, this is another one that works. This works for multiple prompts or multiple things that I'm doing this month. I love when that happens. Yeah, I already talked about that. So Study in Drowning. And then the very last book that I know for a fact I'm reading for this specific readathon is called The Woman from Lydia. This is a biblical fiction, historical fiction, biblical base. It takes place during Roman times, like ancient Rome. It takes place over there in Philippi, the city of Philippi. And it has to do with a woman who is like a garment maker or a seamstress or something. She's very wealthy. She produces purple garments, which those of you history buffs may know, purple was what royalty and stuff wore. It was very, very expensive to get purple. And she basically is trying to help young girls and women escape slavery and abusive, bad situations. So she tries to help save this one young woman who used to be demon possessed and used to be like a fortune teller, but then Peter comes along and casts the demons out of her, and so she's now useless to her masters. That is actually the biblical part, like that really happened in the Bible. And then it like kind of follows her story of how this woman is trying to help her. And again, there's so much more to it, but this video is already long, so I'm just overviewing. If you want to know more about that, check out my Christian fiction readathon video. Yeah, okay. Anyways, that's it. Those are the ones I know for a fact I'm reading for the Stephen King based Clue readathon. Yes. So those are all the books that I will be reading in October, at least that I know of. Those are all my TBR. Whether or not I'll actually get to all of them, yeah. Who stinking knows? I sure don't. Will I read other ones that are not on any of my TBRs? Yeah, probably, because it's me and I'm a massive mood reader. It's just what I do. Plus, I gotta say this once more. I said it in all my TBR videos, but like, October's my birthday month, so of course I'm very excited for October. It's my birthday month. Yeah, so will I get to all these books? I don't know, because I have a lot of things planned, a lot of fun things planned for my birthday this year. So we'll see. I'm being ambitious, but you know what? It's all fun. It's all fun, right? So those are all the books I'm hopefully gonna be reading for these readathons. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you're participating in any of the readathons I talked about. So I know for a fact I'm doing the Journey Through the Bible readathon, Becca's Spookoplathon, the Clue-based Stephen King readathon, and then I have, of course, my Jurassic TBR. So all of those other TBRs will be linked above and below if you guys want to check them out. Yeah, make sure you give this a thumbs up, comment down below. Again, like I said, anything you want. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you'd like, and I will hope to see you in my next video. Bye!